Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome back to another episode of Moonbreaker. So, we've had a look at doing the cargo run previously. We've had some really interesting sort of insights on how to play, what I need to do from that point onwards. We've got a couple more cargo runs to try out. However, I think it's time to probably look at starting the PvP today, or just at least the say the play mode, see what options we've got available. So, the first thing we do is claim our blanks for the painting model. See, these don't go towards the season track, which I was kind of hoping they do. I'm guessing these are going to be for loot boxes, things like that, just as normal. There's a little icon here we can't click on that kind of looks like a box, so there's a reasonable chance that might be where we're going. So, without further ado, let's see what we can do here. So we've got versus player, versus AI, and cargo run, which we saw before. So I think what I'm going to try and do is start by looking at... Let's go AI, just in case there's a different version of the game. We know Cargo Run has the boxes. I doubt these are going to be in the real version, so let's give that a shot and see what comes up there. It doesn't look like we can create a team here. Maybe we do that on Collect and Paint. Yeah, so probably do that on Collect and Paint. Can do a new roster. It looks like we've got access to everything for the moment. For the first game, I think I'm going to just try and stick with the models that we're vaguely familiar with and give that a shot. See what happens from there. So, I think it's probably going to do an AI game, a player game, both with the the sort of starter deck, so to speak, and then maybe see what we can work out from there. So what I'm starting to figure out is looking at these things down here. The number on the right is clearly the health. I don't know why I didn't notice that before, but it is. The icon on the left, I'm guessing everyone can attack every turn, with the icon basically being the blue one with little crosshairs around it is for a range attack and how much damage they deal, and then the yellow with the spikes around is a melee attack and how much damage they deal as well. These ones with a sort of a cross across it, like you're barring it off, there's a couple of these, and I've heard multiple discussions as what people want to call them. There's some people said hybrid, but I don't think that fits. As someone on Reddit pointed out, they're not hybrid, they don't do a melee or a range attack, they're just sort of caster minions. So some people, of course, started calling them specials. I think specials or casters is probably the best way to go for it. I'm not sure which I'll sort of land on. Probably caster, just because that's a sort of a more familiar term to me, but we'll find out from there. So I'm familiar with most of these: Maximus, Furia, Crankbait, Aria, Detonia. We didn't get to use her, but I've seen her. Jailbreak we used briefly. Tipu we used in the tutorial. Snarling. When it hits, immobilize a target for a turn. Okay, I quite like that. Toxoid, so not as good as stun, but useful still. Somewhat fragile though. Restores health at the end of its turn, and Flurry Lancer is a caster. Right, let's go. I'm looking forward to this. We've got Game Found, unsurprising because we're versus AI, so it's not like we have to wait for anything. I'm curious to see if we get another arena that I recognise or not, because I've seen a couple. Okay, this looks fairly familiar. Exterior versus Astra. Ferg Burps and Ferg Bro. Okay, so these are ours. Oh, so those are just the ones you start in your thing. Oh, of course, assists. Okay, I'd forgotten about these. So, again, we've got the sort of Vortex Disruptor combo, which is... I was thinking about this before. Maybe it's got a bit of extra movement, like so you can use both of them in a turn and actually pull something quite a long way towards where you want it to go. So that could actually be quite useful if you sort of working to that effect. I want to keep trying different things out. I'm still unsure about these, but I'll consider it. I want to try Nano Shield and Orbital Strike. Invulnerable for a turn and dealing damage to the area. I'm curious as to whether the invulnerable lasts for both turns or just our turn. So, give this a shot. I don't think we got any early drops here. No, we didn't. So, is their character melee or ranged? They are ranged. So, if we're going to go anyway, we want to be basically keeping ourselves in a bit of cover, making it difficult. So I think that just brings us this way. I don't see any reason to use Shield of Hope here. They may be able to get a line of sight on us, but at least it'll be forcing them to come a bit out of the cover here.
Such grace.
And do they have a minus on me? 47%? Okay, we took 1 damage. That is absolutely fine. So this is soft cover, this is hard cover, this is hard cover. Okay. So we saved up something here, but these are all still too expensive. So I actually think we're just going to start moving here, keeping the cover in the middle, gradually work our way towards the enemy. No point using any of this, but... So she's only got 1 damage. What's her abilities do? Remove stunned, reduce the cost of crew on the bridge, and reinforce when you destroy a crew. Oh, I like that. It's like a sort of a free resource, brings more people onto your bridge. It's like kind of like draw a card, I suppose. Okay, I'm going to move this. I feel like this is a reasonable choice so far.
Please don't make me mingle.
Okay, they've got Arya.
Onward,
That's
Berg.
fine. I don't think we're going to be able... Oh, we can probably get to Arya this turn.
I am not damaged.
So this is likely going to be a turn where we not only bring someone in, but we're also going to be doing something along the lines of... like our sweep attack is what I was getting at, so we might be able to kill Arya as well. So Fury is a good range stack. Florio is a good sort of caster minion that we were saying, but I think he's probably going to be better later on, because at the moment we don't have a continual use of Cinder. We found in the late game that we actually were in an excess last time. I'm curious as to... Okay, here we go. So this is an interesting one. We can actually bring out Jailbreak, but immobilize both of the enemies. And the enemies are ranged characters, so immobilizing them seems pretty good to me. It does mean that... In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move the commander first, so captain first, to Exterior, and then see if we can bring in Jailbreak to do the same. Oh, we can bring him behind. Oh, because he's got to be in an aura of this. Okay, so bring him in behind seems great. No escape there. Now we can Sword of Justice.
Do what I must.
And we'll just melee Arya away. Oh no, it doesn't get rid of her. So if it doesn't get rid of her, he does 2 damage anyway. I mean, we're probably using the spin again in like... Maybe not next turn, actually. So let's just melee Arya. Trying to get her down. Give it so that she's got no recourse in future turns. I think this is a pretty decent spot. So we're going to have 4 Cinder next turn, which should allow us to bring in... Oh, it's not bringing because they're 5.
I may be small,
Do we get a
but
crack?
I hate this.
Oh, that was the recruit one. So, because again we don't have enough to cast anything, this might be another turn for sweep attack. So can we get...
Calculate or contemplate.
Okay, so I think what we're actually going to want to do here is invulnerable to him,
Defend yourself.
because then we can actually bombard him. What does this guy have? Oh, so he doesn't have an ability. He just literally locks people up. So, we can stick our bombardment here so we don't take damage, but all of theirs do.
A powerful option.
Yep, so we're in... So maybe this doesn't last until the start of its next turn. So that is what we want.
Control. Prepare
So
to
here we're going to go
face
for another
your
Sword of Justice. Give us a little spin. So I'm guessing, does that reduce damage? Yes, so that's got Shield of Hope to reduce damage. So in that case we're just going to melee here.
Who trained you?
We'll Shield of Hope back on ourselves. And we'll just go for a melee attack. Oh, I thought I missed her a second. A melee attack here as well. So, again, we're leaving ourselves options open. We can bring down another character next turn. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this... Yeah, 6 available next turn. So we could either bring one down or use a couple of abilities. Depending on what happens here. Also, they're invulnerable now as well. Ooh, got kicked. So this, to me, seems like a good turn to bring down Florio Lancer, because then from turns on we're going to want to be bombarding. Although,
We must do this.
I'm trying to think, is it worth even just trying to take a couple of bits of damage? I think actually we're better off just sort of justicing here. Yeah, we're obviously not going to take anything out here. We can punch there. Oh, we missed. That was not expected. Okay, so we're still going to immobile things here. That's still immune, so we'll just melee there. Basically, we're only 3 turns away from an orbital strike, so if we want to like charge ourselves up towards that, is there a shortcut for units that have still got actions left? That would be interesting. I don't know if there is. Is there a control section? Options, input maybe. Okay, so I can't see anything here. I think that's something that we might actually... Oh no, there you go. Cycle active units. So
Calculate or contemplate.
this is what it was. Right, so he's technically still got movement. Yeah, so there is a button for it. Good. Yet again, the developers, Unknown Worlds, have proved that they've actually thought about things prior to making it into a game. Which doesn't surprise me the slightest. Okay. Okay, this is all good, that's fine. So now they can move, but if they leave a big enough gap here, we can just bring Extilior in and start smushing things. Ooh, this could actually be like a triple kill for Extilior as well.
Bug in your pocket?
Especially if I had to retaliate then, but... So, I've got 9. So I'm going to bring Florian Lancer in basically over here. Just out the way. Getting ready for a bombardment next turn. So if I go like here... Okay, let's just play it safe. Although... Yeah, let's just play it safe here. We'll Sword of Justice. Take one out. 3 damage there. Melee here as well. And we might as well shield and hope ourselves, keep ourselves alive for another turn. They've got Escape Hatch, that's fine, they can randomly deploy a unit. I honestly think that we're probably alright here. I think the button highlights yellow when you've completed all your actions as well.
Let's make friends.
So let's see how this looks. So they've got a lot of options. I don't think they've got enough damage here, just because he's reducing damage by 1. And then we've got the Bombard ability from Florio Lancer to take this out. Although I feel like with the comma here it's like Florio Lancer, or like She-Hulk Attorney at Law. I'm enjoying that series regardless of whether anyone else is. I'm just going straight in here, Sword of Justice, and win the battle. Perfect. Okay, so that's our first game with the real rules, so we didn't have the crates, which like we thought. We found ourselves, again, getting overwhelmed in terms of numbers, but I think our focus there was correct. So they were spending their resources on more characters, and we weren't, so that's absolutely fine. And next we're going to be looking at getting these credits for playing an online match, so I think it went well. Again, let's just have a look at the team we had. So we made good use of Extilior, I think. He got him a sort of bit in there. Maybe using the Vortex and sort of the pull would be good still with him and Florio Lancer as models. We've mentioned this in a previous video. I think it could be decent. Furia could have come down, maybe would have done a good chunk of damage to the enemy captain, but I don't know if it was needed there. I wanted the bombardment to just sort of get anywhere on the map if we needed to. Crankbait, I'm not a fan of Crankbait yet. Obviously a utility character, got a lot of potential, but not something I've enjoyed yet. Still want to use Atonia. I liked Jailbreak this game, so obviously they were knocking him back, but I think that worked out quite well, and keeping him... move blocking I think is going to be something I'm going to really enjoy in this, and just sort of trying to figure out a way to put little throwaway units, block a wall up, like make something where we're controlling the movement that they can make. So I like that. This is something that I'm starting to get the hang of in 40k, so I'm really interested in seeing this move forwards. Again, snarling for that use as well. Okay, I think that went well. We're going to go for our play online match here to get our last 200 credits. So, versus player. First real game. We're not going to change anything, leave it exactly as it is, and hit that play button. So, speaking of hitting buttons, this is, as you know, like a new venture for me. I'm just trying this out, seeing if we can make some fun out of it. I really, really appreciate how often people have heard this, but there's a button underneath the video that you should probably press if you want to keep me supported on this from. I'd love it if we ended up at the point where I could get a YouTube partner program and actually start, making content, putting a bit more time and effort into it as well, as obviously I still have a full-time job at the moment, but realistically anything you can do would be appreciated. If you don't feel like it, don't worry about it. If you do, I appreciate it. So the ones we haven't used here, Stowaway is just a cheap way of reinforcing every turn, so we get more options for units. It requires a different Cinder use than we are. I'm probably going to look to Orbital Strike and Lifeline. I like the sort of the alternating there, but maybe... You know what, let's just go with Stasis Field and Plink. I love Plink, I really want to try more of it. I'm assuming our opponent's probably on a similar... Ooh, have they got a... Why can't they move? There we go. So they are also running Extilior. I'm assuming they're just the standard list. Have we got... Okay, we've got no one drops, that's probably Maximus, yeah. So that's our little friend Maximus there. So Maximus is obviously ranged, but he's got the move and move. Extilior's there. I'm just going to move here, give him a slight blockage line of sight. He can obviously move, shoot, move out again. Reduce next damage to 1. Do you know what? I'm just going to plink. Okay, what do we want to plink? In theory, if we get 2 hits on him, we can kill him. So let's just do that. Do we have Furia on here? We don't. If we had Furia, I'd be happy with that as well, because that would just mean it's a an easy one-hit kill on Maximus as well. So next turn we're going to have 3. So we're probably just going to be playing Titonia and using her. We're going to be keeping... Yeah, so this is what I'd be doing here, is basically... I'd probably actually... it depends on the line of sight, yeah. So there's probably where I'm going to go. It's not clean. Okay, got the damage off, so then they can... I mean, I hope they remember they can run again. Yeah, that's exactly what I'd be doing. Okay, so... Jailbreak is not an option yet, so it's just going to be Titonia, which then does save one for the further turn, so then we can do Tipu or Jailbreak. We're still going to be plinking things. So, to give her a bit of a chance of surviving, let's pop her back here. And you know what, I actually think we may even want to just hide her for a round. And also bring Titonia in. And then, in terms of plinking, we've got a stun for a future turn. I think we're just going to plink a health back on our captain. So, I know we could be plinking Maximus 5 turns he dies, but that's not really going to be a huge achievement. Whereas if we can get this lob ability, yeah, we can start making some sort of ranged... Well, it's a bit of difference at range. So, they need line of sight. I'm going to assume lob probably doesn't. But... we'll see what happens there. So they haven't used an ability yet, which means they've either got some that haven't been useful so far or some sort of more late game ones. This is what we wanted. We want him to come out, but then hopefully this line of sight isn't perfect, and we can get a block. No. Oh, he missed one. Still gets to move. I'm curious to what their Extilior is going to do. So I don't know this player. Don't know anything about them. It says level 1, but I am... Oh, am I level 2? Oh no, I'm level 0, not level 2, I was going to say. Okay, yep, he's used the Shield of Hope on himself, reducing damage by 1. So this means I'm probably less likely to use Lob Explosive this turn, and just want to be bringing a character in.
Evildoers will lose.
Ooh, oh, the Reinforce ability. Okay, so that makes me much more inclined to try and actually use this to take them out. So, Extilior can't move in range. Her Lob Explosive can just about hit both, but it reduces that to 1, that takes 2. It uses up 2 of our 5, so... I mean, we could just stick him right in here and sort of force the issue. What's this character? And the nearest ally in range and line of sight are 40% harder to hit. Okay. So I think I'm actually going to start plinking him. But on that front, do I want to jailbreak or do I want to Tipu? Okay, I think we're bringing Tipu in back here. But I think first we're going to move Titonia back here. Plink over here. And then we're going to bring...
Be brave.
Okay, so we're going over this way with Extilior, just to make it sort of awkward for their Extilior as well, and especially awkward for Maximus. And then lastly we're going to bring Tipu in here on the edge. So they can probably shoot Tipu. I shouldn't have put it quite there, I should have moved it a little. But this is interesting. So, we've got Stasis Field next turn, so if they're going to run in with something, probably their Extilior, I am going to be stunning it. So this is a reinforcement straight away. Aria, okay. So he has to move out the way for Extilior to move in. But he's also melee. And starting soon, we're going to have access to a bit more range with our Bombard. Yes, so here comes Extilior. So next turn we're probably stunning him and going for a bit of burst damage onto Extilior himself. I don't know if we'll be able to bring Tipu quite in range, but we can consider it. If Maximus forgets us, like as in doesn't get a hit off as well. Okay, so he's still got no minus really. Yeah, this was a bad bit of positioning. I should have moved it slightly further in, made it harder for Maximus to hit. Okay. But I'm still okay. Yeah, he's just going to keep moving back. That's fine. We're going to be out of his easy line of sight next turn. And we don't forget our plinks.
Always much to consider.
Okay, so that is... Oh, that was the reducing damage. So... Hang on, why is he... How is he reducing damage by 1 to 4 dice? Oh my god, they've got Gain 3 Cinder and Restore Health. Okay, I mean, we're going to absolutely just be dealing with this if we can then. Because I'm starting to get a little concerned that we're probably not knowing what we're going to do here. So he's still reducing damage by 1. I don't understand how he's got 2. Because we haven't had a rival, say a person destroyed yet. Either way. Let's... Okay, so let's get this in here. Oh, okay, so there is a little circle for his AoE showing in range. Yeah. So, Sword of Justice here. And now I've got reduced damage over here. Okay. So, we can possibly get Lob Explosive onto both. I'm not 100% sure. Let's just stick here. Explosives over there. Let's stun here. And then I'm still going to continue just plinking over this direction. We're going to need to get some range out soon, so... oh, yeah, reinforcing is how we get people. So Florio Lancer is going to be someone we want to pull out. Because that bombard ability is going to be really useful here. So... Oh my god, they're still reinforcing all over us. So it reinforces just in range of the captain. Okay. It's got like a double... Oh, so one was moving. Of course, crankbait. Okay, so now we have to genuinely be slightly concerned as to our positioning a bit more. I'm almost tempted to try and chase down Maximus, not because I think we can actually catch him and kill him, but just to frustrate someone. Is this gonna... No, it's still getting caught. In fact, oh, I didn't plink, did I? Oh no, I plinked here maybe? I need to be plinking Maximus. I can't deal with Maximus as it stands. Okay, this is definitely a learning experience. So let's see how this goes. Okay, yep, I'm moving around here. This is making me want Florializer. Like, Tonia's going to be running over here and just throwing stuff at them. We did get a turn of keeping him low, but I think the problem is we've now positioned ourselves so we can't quite move quick enough to get to where we need to be, and they've got their gain 3 Cinder Restorer health. So it's not much health, but it does add up. So here we're going to be going over here. Like, I'm giving up on Titonia. I don't think she's going to live. However, she can do some use for us first.
Posted New World style.
So that doesn't even quite get in range, right? So I'm going to move this guy up here.
I forget nothing.
Again, we're struggling on this, so we can't get anything in range that we really want to do. So I think we're just going to start running in for the bridge. Oh, we've only got we've got 3 because I used the lob. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay, so we're going to keep plinking over here, get it one closer. In that case, we may as well shield over ourselves.
Hold them off.
And then Tipu is just going to keep... Tipu's basically job now is to chase away Maximus. So, I don't think he's going to manage it. He's going to be taking 2 wounds here. This is not good. So, the other side, we are... Also 4... They've got 4 crew to be reinforced. We've got 6. This is going to be a spin. So that's fine. I know this is going to be a spin. That's why we've got the reduce on damage here. So obviously we don't want her here, but she's going to die. It's just a fact of life at this point. So they don't have to blink. They've nearly got the restoring health. I think our only option here is to try and like outlast them a bit. So keep basically plinking over and over again, because eventually both of these kind of run out of usefulness. I can't believe I forgot to... Well, I didn't understand how the... Not didn't understand. I forgot that Cinder was used for both resources. Okay, so this might actually get me there and gain me an extra health as well, so I can actually be useful here. So that might be like one more turn of chasing away Maximus, which is absolutely what we want. Yeah. Oh. I think that just hit himself, maybe us, I don't know. Okay, this is fine by me, so this is an easy blink here.
I'm going to
We're going to bring Jailbreak in... Wait, is that... So that's not anything. Obviously some... So, you know what? I could actually bring Jailbreak in over here if he was in range of something else. He's not, so we're just going to bring him in here. Take him out, gain a life, and then next turn we can blink him away.
Actions cannot be undone.
So here we're going to go... We're still going to bring in Florio Lancer. Florio Lancer is going to bring in... Let's go back here for Florio. Because we want to basically keep things doable. We've got 3 left, which is what we wanted, so we're going to Shield of Hope ourselves, Sword of Justice, and then just... Melee. Oh, I thought we were touching there. And if we're going to melee here, it's probably just... Let's go here, because it takes 1 less damage on us, and then we can start actually, like, running back with Tipu. We don't have anyone active, so that's fine. Again, so they've got no one in the bridge. We've got Jailbreak, who is useful. This is a terrifying situation. We're probably going to be stunning their Exterior again next turn, but soon we're going to start needing to spend our things to get our crew. So who do I want to get out? Fury would be nice just for some burst damage. I think that would be really useful. I can't remember what some of them do. Snaring, I think, is the one that immobilizes people on hit. Crankbait is going to be interesting if the Crankbait's moving over there, because Crankbait might be trying to save their characters.
You're no fun.
Ooh, okay, now the bombardment's a real thing.
I'm a mover, a shaker.
See, I don't know how we're doing. Like, this is obviously a plink. Is he?
Your service.
He's still to be activated. This is going to hurt. But I think we might actually be in a reasonable spot here. We're probably going to deploy Jailbreak here and then run away. So, like, attack, run.
This is frustration.
So, maybe even attack, stun, move. I think we've got potential for a couple of things here. Because we've got our plink sorted. Okay, yeah.
On your guard.
Cinderfeet, yep, so they're going to restore that health, get some Cinder, and then they're going to... Ooh, who have we got here? Oh, he's the first strikey guy. Okay. So their own character died to the swirl, which is probably good for us. The bombard, it can hit both. Does it do 2 or 3 damage? 3 damage. So we're going to blink here. We're going to start running this way.
Actions cannot be undone.
So we can't Jailbreak to get into both of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to bombard first, because that can hit both of these.
Fully loaded.
We're not going to bring in Jailbreak yet.
Atta-girl.
We can hit both, but I think with 3 left, we probably... Actually, you know what? I say we just go for damaging both. Why not? So we'll Shield of Hope ourselves, Sword of Justice, get a bit of damage done, and then we can just move this. Maybe around here? Getting close. I don't really think I've done this right. I think we're probably going to lose Exterior this turn, but we have got the reduction in damage. They can bring another character down. It's whether or not basically we can do 6 damage this turn. So we know we've got 3 from here. If we can get 3 off of him as well, then we're in a good spot. I mean, that's good. Doesn't that give... yes, gives reduced damage to someone as well, because we killed a unit. Okay, I think we're in a good spot now. Plink is 1 extra damage as well, I need to remember that. So we could potentially Plink here. If he doesn't run... is he going to melee? Don't give us reduced damage. Yeah, I think we've got this.
Use this wisely.
They've got the reduced damage as well. Okay, so I mean, they can block off this, because this can't get there anyway. We can stun something, so we're probably stunning Exterior if we need to. But I think we might have this. I think this might be our first... Yes! We got it. So they've done the maths, they've worked out there's no way of surviving. That's our first win. So it's obviously a mirror match. I kind of don't think I played it correctly. There's a couple of positioning things. The Maximus, who was over here, was an absolute nightmare. I'm not sure what I should have done here, but let's see how much we get XP-wise. Oh, wow. That's so much more than the cargo run. So that's... Oh, okay, so that's... Oh, it's played match. Is that the only one that goes here? Because we had 125 already, so we got 150. So we got that, but we haven't got the played match XP. Okay. I thought we'd have got both. Because we had 50 and 75 from the cargo runs first. So do these all get... Yeah, okay, so these all get the same amount of experience. I was curious as to whether their impact in the game would affect it. But that's good. Right. I was like, what is that 0? Is like my rank. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how this works out, unless it's just not adding up correctly. Does it add on later? We'll check in a second, actually. So, claim our play online match blanks. Season track. Okay, so it hasn't added that on. I think that's either some sort of edit error in either the way it's displayed, or it's just not clear how it is, or either that, or it just isn't working at this point. It is only a playtest, so that's absolutely fine. I'm really glad we won our first game. I feel like there's a lot to take away from it, a lot to learn. There's some really interesting sort of strategies, interactions. I was trying to think about the assists and what would be more useful. I really love Plink. I don't think the stun was that useful. I think we could have maybe had something a bit more impactful, because it only really bought us one turn, and that was just while we were doing risky things. The Vortex I actually think could have been really good, because if we could have pushed Maximus, dragged him towards us, dealt with that a lot earlier, Tipu could have actually been in the fight with the rest of the characters. We could have been pushing things away from us if we needed to. I'm starting to think that maybe the movement ones are actually a lot more useful than I thought. So for now, I've really enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys sort of got any tactical insights or anything that you think I should have been doing differently, or anything that you think you would have done differently. And then next time we will have a look at maybe even building our own team. So we're going to be looking at a few characters. Next time it'll probably only be one game in the video, because we're going to read through a lot of the abilities and try and make an entirely new team. So thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. You know that it's the cliche of the internet these days. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Every time I've seen those pop up, it's genuinely warmed my heart a little bit, because I've really enjoyed doing this. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully you can be a part of this community. So thank you very much, have a good day, and I'll see you guys the next time.